Another Snake Plisskenus response video. Maybe there's a point, maybe there isn't. But anyway, so in overview, he basically says, I don't care. And he says you're like some kind of emo, sexist emo. If you use your imagination to say, gee, I wouldn't like to be in this physically inferior position in relationships where, yeah, I had the hole and the guy had the stick, kind of thing. And that I can imagine that that's a pretty disadvantaged position to be in, where you have to be mindful of all of these concerns about your welfare, where I have never been with a woman that could beat me up, that in any way posed any overt physical threat. No macho women. And that's, the very nature of the relationships with men and women, isn't it? I mean, the men are, aggression is almost a pheromone, for women in some respects. Confidence sometimes confused with aggression. And, this is just the dilemma. Yeah, so it is the dilemma we exist in. And you sort of concede there is a problem or a dilemma a little bit. A tiny bit. You call it. You're calling me a sexist because I can imagine that it would be. I would be uncomfortable if I had the disadvantages in relationships that women have. Because I'm somehow. Oh, I'm recognizing reality. I'm not insulting women by saying I understand that I wouldn't like being, physically weaker, as a fact. But anyway. And so this whole thing starts because a few women complain that men are really, really, really ignorant in some of the stuff they do, and not recognizing that they can't just walk up to you and say trust me, because that doesn't mean anything. Because yes, the psycho killer will say trust me. You can't just wear a sign saying I'm not a psycho killer, because that's almost an opposite signal. That it's difficult, and men have to apply a little bit of sensitivity, and especially in circumstances where people are going to do things socially together. So I mean, all this started because of conferences and the fact that there are a lot of men who will take advantage of women if they have any opportunity to do that, and that kind of spoils the fun, and that's just the fact of it. And you're saying the way you fix that is for women not to care that they get spoiled or they get hurt, to man up and just take it in the ass, so to speak. And yeah, I think the rational people would argue that no, we better come up with something better than that, like maybe some kind of accountability thing, some sort of way for women to maybe warn other women about certain men, where they don't have enough evidence to take it to the cops, but they certainly have some testimony they'd like to give that this motherfucker's dangerous, and that maybe they ought to have some right to do that through some mechanism or some other thing. I mean, these are just real dilemmas, and you glib motherfuckers just use this as an excuse to say, well, why don't you butch up, women? Frankly, I don't want to be with the butched up women you want to create. Okay, maybe you want to sleep with women that got a knife in their fucking, sock and are ready to stick it in my nutsack and say, shape up, fucker. You ain't doing it right. Yeah, I really don't want to do that. So I don't want to live in the world you want to create. And I certainly don't want to live in it because you don't even want to create it. You just want women to take it. You just want them to take the brick in the face. You want them to be shit in the, men actually shit in women's faces. They do lots of disgusting and horrible things. And you just want them to take it and shut the fuck up. And that's all this comes down to. So yeah, I'm having a conversation with some glib motherfucker whose solution to the problem is, shut the fuck up, bitch. I mean, you ought to go to Palestine. Maybe you could just tell all those whiny bitches to shut the fuck up. Why don't you use your problem-solving skills around the world and just go find somebody to call a bitch and tell them to shut the fuck up. So anyway, he's just a stupid little fucking He's an idiot. That's all there is to say. He's an idiot. So there's only 2 points in this video worth me playing, but I'll play little bits of stuff and we'll just see what it sounds like. Just for the fun of it.
Crazy to think that he would find people who are estranged from their family and a healthy base of social connections, as many
right. So now the argument is that prostitutes somehow, you know, they are a little bit networked with other prostitutes, like, you know, most people do. They network with people of like mind or like situation. And yeah, they just don't have power. So again, yeah, it'd be really nice if I could form a union and I could have Bill Gates in my union, you know, or somebody with real power. That'd be just swell. But yeah, that's not how life works. Frankly, it's not going to save you. There's lots of people who had really great families. It didn't save them. You know, lots of kidnapped kids, lots of different circumstances, great families. Well, a great family ain't going to save you. Sometimes a great family is the one who killed you. You know, little John Bonet thing. So all that's bullshit. It's not an answer. Okay, talking about some, look, I like say if I was afraid, say if I was the weaker sex, you're basically saying what? I should socialize to protect myself? Why should I have an obligation to make friends out of idiots like you? Well, you do look kind of like a girl there. Well, anyway, I guess everybody has that moment now and then. Maybe. Jumping ahead, presumably. See what this part is.
And say neither are you. Issues does not equal rapist.
Well, see, this is part where I was talking about the men have issues with women. And so what does he do? He changes the subject to men have issues. Yeah, right. Women have issues too. I'm not saying women are perfect. Women are neurotic, crazy motherfuckers. And so are men crazy motherfuckers. The point is the relationship between men and women. Okay, yeah, men have all of the, you know, they have a little bit, there's a power imbalance. Okay, and that power imbalance has a lot of violence and ominous and extortion and exploitation tied to it. And that's the danger. And it's been traditionally, it's been like that. The casting couch wasn't a fable or a lie. These are all real things that happen in the real fucking goddamn world. And I think a decent man acknowledges that this isn't a fair game being played, and we got to do something to even it up wherever we can. If there's a place where we can make it, where we can shave off some of this crap, let's shave off some of the crap. That's all. That's the only argument being made here. And glib assholes like you, again, are just saying, I'm too lazy to do to lift one finger pinky. I can't even do that. I can't acknowledge anything. I'm just going to say, hey, bitches, you afraid to get shit in the face? That ain't no big deal. I could do that every day. Fuck you. I don't want to live your life. I don't want to live with your sensibilities. I don't want to be I don't want shit in my face.
And it's just...
No, that's me. Somebody will no doubt make some comment, well, your face is already shit, so why wouldn't you want more shit in it? You fucker. No, fuck that shit. And jump over to here.
You do things and accept the risk, or you don't do them.
Okay, see again, glib, 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 glib. So let's just ignore trying to do anything called being civilized and come up with some kind of structure or rules or memes or ideas or themes or principles. Let's just all be dumb monkeys, leave things exactly the way they are, and pretend it's not a problem. Wow, bravo, you suck. You be dumb.
I mean,
that's me again.
Like, logically.
He sped me up a little bit, which, you know, it's okay.
You don't become a cop and then go, oh my...
Yeah, okay, so we agree on the cop issue, so we can skip over that one. So yeah, there was a lot of shit around this 6... I'll go to this 6, like, somewhere around here. This is where he says shit.
It's to me. I'm not going to lose any sleep over the matter. 2, okay, I specifically made her... But it's a little obnoxious to make the chick green too. You know, maybe she don't appreciate that. And if you're going to use somebody's clips, you ought to, you know,
well, that ain't it.
Courtesy. She wasn't saying anything very interesting or even in an interesting way.
Right. So he's again got to control her. I wonder if it was a guy, whether you'd have maybe a little bit more respect, but maybe not. Maybe that's what your point was in making me green, is just to say, see, I do it to men too. I take control of their lives also. Something like that. Where the hell was it? Come on, where he makes this glib.
Very unoriginal, but I thought, you know what is original? A green bitch. It'll make her interesting. And I was just too lazy to make hers green and mine not green. It's easier to just make them all green.
Yeah, well, this
and
is
frankly,
very boring.
while the green flattered her, it made me look like I had fucking hepatitis. If anything,
well,
she should be thanking me for my
you probably
laziness.
do have like some kind of
here we go.
hepatitis, like herpetitis, right? You probably got like herpetitis, I imagine. Just guessing, but it's probably a good guess.
I'll tell you this. I will often meet women who are very suspicious and afraid of men that they meet, and it's very obvious. And a little bit of basic human psychology. No man, no woman really likes that when somebody is overly afraid and nervous and suspicious.
Yeah, says him. But whatever. Yeah. So don't deal with that core problem though, and then don't deal with the fact that that's going to attract the very kind of person, this exploitative person, and that's not necessarily true either. I mean, if you go through some of these serial killers, that's not the kind of women they wanted to get. They wanted to get the bitches. But anyway. So I don't even think that's any true. I mean, that's true if they want to, like, molest their kids or something. So anyway, it was at some point in here. I thought it was around this point, but it's not apparently. So I'll just make the point again. I referenced the Thunderfoot thing. Just because it's important to keep banging that and keep throwing that out there. This, Thunderfoot said this. Okay, he said a woman isn't really raped if she doesn't go to the cops. And he glibly just stepped right. This guy stepped glibly right over. I don't care about statistics. I don't care about that shit. And he said the words "I don't care," and that's pretty much the what you can glean out of this whole conversation. Is he just doesn't fucking give a rat's ass. Period. And that just makes him a piece of suck.
Afraid and suspicious and cautious. And all it does is...
blah, blah, blah. Yeah, all it does is drive the very people they don't want to... Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, says you, blah, blah, blah. Even if it did, that is not, again... being risk-averse and afraid should not be a fucking crime. Alright? So, again, this is just useless to be telling people, oh, you know what? You don't like the terms? Don't negotiate better terms. Don't fight for better terms. Just... suck it up and eat it. This is what I serve. This is planet Earth. This is what we serve here. No, I think people have a right to complain. And you're bitching because they're complaining. They have a right to complain, you fuck. That's their crime. They're complaining. You can't even take a complaint. You're telling these people, you're telling all these bitches to man up. You can't even stand hearing a complaint. You're such a wimp. You're too fucking sensitive. You're such a whiny, wimpy, overly sensitive pussy that you can't even hear a complaint without going into a fucking, I gotta paint her green panic. Yeah, I gotta pull out the editor.
To spam review them. So I go over there, I hit the chat.
Alright, yes, the spamming comment. Yes, I'll agree with you. The stupid spamming comment feature thingy is stupid. It's idiotic. But the comments are more idiotic, and you certainly just wiped right past that one too. Your audience is full of lunatics. You don't want to take any responsibility for that. You're talking to them. You're supporting them. You're giving them cause to say it's okay to be irrational assholes. Yeah, it's okay. I'm doing it. You can do it too. Then these are the kind of people that don't need somebody telling them, oh no, you're doing okay. Space Jew is funny. Keep up the good work. Yeah, that's not what the world needs. No, it doesn't.
Confession time. I've never seen any of the Star Wars movies. And I haven't seen any of the Godfather movies.
Alright, well right there, right? I mean, can't we all just convict him of being like a reptilian or something? What? What? How? What? You can't, what are you, idiot savant? What kind of fucking excuse could you make for not even being curious? I mean, it just makes you seem like, holy shit, how disengaged is this guy from reality if even curiosity didn't drive him to it? The Godfather? I mean, in Star Wars, I mean, shit, the Return of the Jedi, the chick is hot. It's a pretty good movie. Fuck. I don't know. I can't understand that. I just can't get it. I don't know how you could get past, like, being an adolescent without saying, oh, well, I gotta find out what all this shit's about. I'm sorry, I just can't imagine. It's like having some kind of Christmas present on the shelf for 40 years and just saying, no, I don't think I'll bother unwrapping that. No, I'm not curious at all. No, I don't get it. Too fucked up. So anyway, but this is his way of just fluffing over the point I was making, which was in the movie, where they're doing kind of a sympathetic portrayal of mobs. It's kind of like fun almost. You're almost like, gee, I wish I belonged to a mob. But yeah, the downside is, they just use people up. They just, it ain't just about killing other mobsters. No, it's about, just fucking using up some, hooker chick, because you can make some money on the deal. And, yeah, that sucks. So yeah, that was kind of a downer in this kind of up film, this very nice film about how fun it would be to be just in a nice world where you could just shoot all the fuckers and it would be fun. And you get revenge and all the bad guys, you could do what the cops aren't doing. You could do the enforcer thing, and you could get all the rapists and rape them and shit and do all that kind of crap. So you could do some kind of justice thing in the guise of making millions of dollars selling drugs and shit. But you know what I mean. If you've seen the, you know what I mean if you've seen the movie, right? It's just sort of a positive portrayal, like, But again, that, like I said, but that was a moment for me where, yeah, that just didn't add up right. I didn't like that. Well, anyway, he didn't get it, of course. So this was kind of a waste of time.
I know. I'm a shitty human being.
Yes, it is true. You got that part. Well, we agree about that.
Our CEO. Who knows? I mean...
Okay, this is the part where he's telling the prostitute, yeah, you should get a real job, bitch, and maybe you could be president of the United States. Because that's the way prostitutes, that's the way they always get caught up in that business, is because everything's going so well, and they have all these choices they can make, and blah, 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 blah. So more glib crap, So I guess I should say that to all the coal miners next time they get killed or something. We just say, well, why didn't you get a different job, loser? Fuck.
Movies like that.
Alright, moving on. Oh, the 11. Yeah, I think around 11 there's something good. I'll go there. Yeah.
I don't know. So it's just a bunch of words. What is that?
Yeah, a comment. I was commenting on a comment.
Fuck you stuff. Then spaced you. But that's what you're afraid of these guys? So, by your rhetorical question, am I supposed to be afraid of these guys? I can infer that you are not, in fact, afraid of these guys. So, if you think that women should be afraid of them, and it's understandable that they are afraid of them, because they're women and you're not, well then you, sir, are a sexist.
Yeah, see, I mean, well, so he's saying something a little subtly different, but yeah, I am afraid of those guys, so yeah, you misunderstood. I think I'm very afraid of people calling themselves in public, on a public internet anyway, Space Jew. Yeah, I'm afraid of those guys. We've seen what we've seen all kinds of wackies crack up right on the internet. I don't know if we've had an actual serial killing yet, but close enough. Yeah, some guy did. Remember, some guy in a college or something shot somebody. But anyway, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, there's lots of people to be afraid of, and I'm just saying women are in a position where they sort of have to do this eeny, miny, miny, meeny, miny, moe, meeny trust thing. Where they just all of a sudden have to hit the, I have to trust this fucker button. And, and all the other women are telling them, well, you can't tell, okay? I mean, Mr. Goodbar thingy turns into crazy fucker. It just always, you can't tell. Just like on TV, where they say, well, he seemed like such a nice guy. He was always out there feeding homeless cats and growing flowers. Who knew? They're always saying things like that. So, I mean, yeah, that's the whole problem. And you're just saying women don't got a right to complain because they're on the short end of that stick. The dirty end of the stick. They're getting the bad end of the stick. The gooey yuck end is they're getting not the good end of the stick. They're getting the stick. Yeah, I could just say that. And you fuckers are holding the stick. Isn't that how it really works? I mean, they're getting the stick and you're holding the stick and you don't want to take any responsibility. Fuck you. Alright, let's see what else we got. I don't think we got much else.
Read and, siphoning resources out of other races. Not that I agree with that's what Jews do.
Okay, so now he's doing yes, there's lots of Star Wars racism and metaphors and things, and yes, I do get some of that, and I didn't even have to get stoned to understand some of that shit. It's really not the point. The point is he's got a screen name on YouTube called Space Jew. And anybody with like a little tiny bit of brain should say, you don't call yourself fucking Space Jew. Or like, whatever, corn nigger. Or, flying wop. You don't do that shit.
But it's funny because it's so blatantly racist and disguised in the form of alien.
Yeah, whatever. It's not funny. It's spooky. It's scary. It's... God damn, these people are fucked up. That's what it is. I mean, they call themselves like toilet water and big giant turd man. And I mean, these people are scary. They scare me.
I shat out with this insurer. Ting! I just noticed that you're not really addressing anything I said in the video. You're just kind of...
Liar, 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 liar. Exactly the opposite. I'm the one making the points, and you're the one glibly just walking around them and pretending the point wasn't even made. I don't care about statistics. I don't care. Well, so what? Women are raped? Well, gee, that's not anything. I'm not on that subject. Are we talking about rape? Is that part of the subject of this general relationship thing between men and women? The rape has something to do with that? I never heard of that. I mean, you're the one doing that shit, retard. Well, why don't all the women carry guns? I mean, what are they? All pussies? I mean, taken to your... Oh, man, that is just... Jeez. This is like Dead Boy. It's like a soap commercial for a smelly guy. The soap, right? I mean, you're really, kind of mushy. Yee. Yeah. But different strokes, I guess.
Sorry. Took off my shirt too because it took me a while to get through the rest of the video, and no response to what
Yeah, your head looks really, really small. Yeah, I don't know. That's not a good look for you. Yeah, you got like wrinkles under your boobs. Well, this stuff is all... But whatever, not my thing, actually.
I was saying, so just threw that little bit in the end, at the end there, so I didn't have two of my clips back to back. I gotta tell you, Gary, guy who lives out in the middle of nowhere in a filthy pigsty talking about how he hates people.
Yeah, that's usually not the guy who's gonna kill you because, yeah, that's the guy already just telling you the truth, so he doesn't have a secret agenda. Yeah. I don't know, I think it's a little bit safer if somebody honestly just says, gee, I'd love to see you squashed by a steamroller. I mean, if they're honest enough to say that, it probably means that, well, I'm certainly, if I have the keys or something, or I just have to, like, accidentally lean on it with my elbow and it rolls, yeah, Yeah, you probably don't want to be downhill when I'm doing some kind of work. Like, especially like as government work or something, like I have a government job. Yeah, you probably don't want to be downhill from me. Because, yeah, some kind of accident might happen. Yeah. Anyway. Enough of a video. But, shit. This guy's a stupid motherfucker. Stupid motherfucker. Stupid motherfucker. Yeah. I have some kind of glib song, but I don't remember it, so I won't bother singing it. But it was pretty good. It's like a glib opera. But all this glibness is just so... It makes me sickly. It really does. You know. Why don't you two just have butt sex? The nameless monster. Yeah, right. We actually did. How do you think this little... whatever feud got started anyway? I guess mine was a little too big for his butt. Anyway, I don't remember it, so I guess he has one of those micro penises, but I have no memory of it whatsoever. Maybe I'm just blocking. Anyway, and something here. Vito was called the Godfather, so I assume the Godfather was only Vito. Oh, I don't know. So somebody's doing all kinds of... I just hate people. I mean, they really are hateable when they start getting to it's not really called the Godfather. It's called the Last Will and Testament of Vito Corleone. And then we changed it to Godfather so people would watch the movie and they wouldn't get confused by the long and stupid title. Yeah, okay, sure. Let's tell me another reptilian story. Anyway, yeah, I think I won't bother reading this shit, but yeah, these are like moron. The sleeping giant. Queen ka. Ooh, I'm still laughing. He's laughing at rape. Ha ha! Rape is a funny subject. Ha 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 ha. Oh, wait a minute. No, maybe it isn't. Maybe that's the truth.